The wisest thing you can do is be the fullest, happiest version of you. And that means some consistent self-loving. It will also inspire others to treat themselves better too. In this world that's filled with so much noise and information, how do we really stand out and be who we were really meant to be? In this podcast, we focus on injecting you with positivity, optimism, and strategies, all centered around helping you be who you were always meant to be in business and life. Be inspired to show up in your own skin and learn from others as we share our own life journeys and stories. There's no other you, and you know yourself better than anyone else. So be prepared to take away habitual tidbits and tactics that will encourage you to pursue and live your life, not the one others want you to live. Welcome to Stand Out Be You, where you don't have to be perfect, you just have to be you. Hi again, Tequila Dodard here, and welcome to another episode of Stand Out Be You. And I'm super excited that you're here because these mini lessons, I like to call them tiny life lessons, we'll do in between episodes of speaking with our guests. And some of these mini or tiny life lessons will be a reflection on what has happened in my life, what I've heard some of you tell me in your life, what questions you've actually asked of me when you've called me, and some of the things that our guests have said as far as their life lessons. And I hope that you are getting a lot from these tiny life lesson episodes. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with today's topic. And it's about accepting that it's okay to be you. I hope you got a chance to listen to the past episode where we talked about perfection and how being imperfect allows us to live a happier life. If not, go back and take a listen. Well, today, let's talk about being ourselves and how when we do so, we begin to see more meaning in our lives and the lives of others. Now, before we begin, just a reminder that if you have questions or topics that you would like to have discussed on the show, I am always happy to hear from you. If you have a story that you are helping others in your community and you want to tell us your story, then please reach out to me. Go to tequiladodard.com and just leave me a message. Okay, let's dive into what we're going to talk about today, and that's just simply being ourselves. We are constantly hearing the statement to be authentically you. And let's talk about what it really means to be authentic. Authentic is when we are staying true to our personality and our character. And it means that we're willing to show the world who we really are. You're willing to live the life that you were always meant to live. Okay, so authenticity is the ability to show what's unique about you to the world. I like to think that there are a few authentic people in the world, but we all know that it's very few and far in between that we're really able to see them. We're actually drawn naturally to authentic people. And we really feel more comfortable when we're able to be with those individuals who are willing to simply be themselves, right? You've been with that person where you feel so overly comfortable with them that you could be with them all day. Most times it's because that person is really being true to who they really are and they're being authentic. When we are authentic, people really feel like they can know, like, and trust us more. When you are this way, people want to hear more from you and they want to connect more with you. So how do we become more authentic? How do we do this? I put together a list of strategies that I think will help to get you started on the right path to showing you how it is and how you can go about being the real you in this world. And if you're driving or if you're running, you can actually go back and in the show notes, I'll link this back to the actual URL site itself. But number one, know your values. What's important to you? Make a list of every quality that you think is important for a person to have. Now, put that list in order. And I want you to put it in order for your top 5 values. When you know your values, the authentic choice in any situation is more obvious than when you do not know your values. And I know that we say we all have values, but have you ever really sat down and listed out what your values are? Number 2, I want you to stop doing things that you don't want to do. You still need to pay bills and take out the trash. However, you don't have to play on the softball team or drive your neighbor to the airport or take care of your cousin's cat. Whatever it is, you don't have to do all these extra things. If something doesn't fit directly into what you want to do at that particular moment, or it doesn't fit in your path of the direction of you're trying to go, just say no. And number 3, do what you want to do. You can spend your time doing how you please. You don't need to have a huge excuse or proof that you're doing something that is noble or of greatness. You don't have to do that. The fact of the matter is that when you are doing something that you want to do, it's good enough reason. It's important not to hurt anyone, including yourself, but feel free to do whatever you want to do in that moment. If you want to go and dance out in the middle of the floor in your living room, or you want to go take a run right now, or if you want to do whatever, it's your time. Do what you want to do. The next one is, I want you to keep an open mind. When your thinking is very concrete and very rigid, you limit yourself and you prevent yourself from really shining through. Preconceived notions, they will capture you and block your thoughts and really keep you from being authentic. Learn how to experience the world from a variety of different perspectives and have an open mind. And the last one here is, I want you to trust your intuition. When you ignore those little nudges or those little hunches that you get where you kind of feel out of sorts, trust your instincts. They'll let you know when you're being genuine or not. Be self-aware of what's going on. You can't be authentic if you are lacking in self-awareness. Notice how you feel. Ask yourself, what's happening to me right now in this moment? Or how can I meet this particular need? If you ignore your emotions and you ignore your feelings, then you can't be aware of yourself. So there you have it. A few tips and a few strategies for opening up the thought process of making sure that you are being you and you are self-aware of what's happening around you so that you can move forward and be your best you. And when you do that, you're able to treat others around you a whole lot better. Thank you for joining me on Stand Out to Be You. And until next time, remember, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be you.